sudden there's this energy that is softer and much lighter. Thank you. So Deepak Chopra says that in the process of letting go, you lose many things from the past, but what you will find is yourself. And I love that, because that's what we're talking about today, is being able to take away all of the stuff that we've accumulated and finding who you really are, finding that splendor, that magnificence that each and every one of us are. You know, I was thinking yesterday that sometimes life seems really complicated, but I don't think it is. I really believe that life is pretty simple, and that we complicate it. That we complicate it with all of these thoughts and all of this stuff that we pile on, all this armor, but we're simple beings. Life is really pretty simple, but we judge, we control, we gotta have everything our way, and if we could let go of those things, release it, we would see the splendor that we are, the simplicity. This life would be simple. I do flashcards with my kids, my grandkids. You know, they're learning now. They're in kindergarten, first grade, or second grade, I guess. But they're doing addition and subtraction, right? So when I do the addition, right, they can do it really fast. When I do subtraction, it doesn't work. They just have a hard time with the subtraction. And I got to thinking, isn't it interesting how through life, you know, it's kind of that way, that we like adding, but we don't like taking away, right? Don't do take away, Grandma. We want add. We want to do the adding, you know? And I thought, wow, we carry this over to adulthood. You know, the idea that adding, you know, is good and taking away things is bad. So having supersizing, right? More. There's more. We go through, Judy and I went through, where did we go? Carl's Jr.'s one time, and oh my gosh, we asked for a soda. Had that big old soda, it was a supersize, we couldn't fit it in there. I mean, everything's bigger, right? And bigger is better. Bigger is better. More is better. Just like the reading, you know, enough. And it fills me more if I get more and more. But honestly, it doesn't fill us, does it? The more we have doesn't fill us. You know, but why do we think that we need more? Why is more better? Because if our basic needs are met, why is more stuff gonna make us complete? And the truth is that it doesn't. But we seek because we have a hole. It's a perceived whole. We really are whole and complete. Whole as in W-H-O-L-E. We're whole, we're complete. But we don't know that. And so this whole journey of ours is searching to find this piece of us that has been covered up, that's missing. This incredible power. And that power really, ultimately, it shows its way in different faces, but it's the power of love. It's unconditional love, this power, this energy, this splendor that is inside of us, but it's covered with all this stuff that we add on to it. And it's the most important piece of who we are. The most important piece. And it's missing from many of our lives. Not missing. If I say that, I don't mean that. It's not missing, it's there. It's just that we don't see it because it's so covered. So we seek it in finding stuff, finding chocolate cake, alcohol, sex, you know, whatever it is, TV shows, you know, we keep thinking the more we get, the better that we're gonna be. And then I was thinking, even some of us know that we don't get it in material stuff. We've learned that. We're not going to get all this happiness in material stuff, but we think that we can get it from more gratitude, right? More peace. If we have more peace, more gratitude, more love, more kindness. If we just had compassion, we talked about compassion all week. If we just had more compassion, it'd be great. We need more God. We need more spirituality. And the truth is, we don't, because we already have it. We just need to realize that we have it. We don't need more. It's already there. How can we have more? It's who we are. We're complete. It's just that we need to express it. We need to find it, let go. That's what I'm going to talk about. Let go of the stuff that's hiding it, and then express it. And be who we are. Be this radiant being. Be this expression of the divine. I love this. I don't know, I think as I'm getting older, I'm getting into poetry. My God, I love it. I can feel like the words, you know, that come out, the essence of the poetry. And I was reading Robert Browning, and what he says is, just listen to the words of this. Is he of it? makes you tingle like it does me. He says that truth is within ourselves. It takes no rise from outward things, whatever you may believe. There is an innermost center in all of us where truth abides in fullness. And to know consists in opening a way whence splendor may escape. So what he's saying is that we're this incredible light, this splendor. I mean, think about who you really are. That's who we are, this splendor, this light, this love. And it's in here imprisoned. I'm saying here because he talks about the side, right? So I'm seeing this incredible piece of us in here. And when we open it, he's saying, it comes out, that we need to open it. We need to let it escape. So how do we let it escape? This brilliant light that we are, this glory that we are. And I thought about what this is, because when we're aligned, we can see it in each other, we can see it in ourselves. This incredible being that we are, we can see it everywhere, and it's what we've always been, and it's what we are right now, and it's what we will be when we die. It's constant. That's who we are. This spirit, this divine, glorious splendor. Eckhart Tolle says that we are the life beneath our life situation. I love that, because our life situations, that's what's complicated, right? And they change. You'll be complicated one minute, and then something else will come up the next minute. But see, we're not that. Life is like this on the surface, but underneath, we're the power. We're every possibility you can think of. The power and the glory. And when we begin to subtract what we've added, our inherent wholeness shows. It begins to show after it's been hidden for so long. So there's a story of this old king in India, and I love it because it talks to this a little bit. And he sees this elephant, and it's a stone elephant, and it's carved beautifully. And he goes to the artist and he said, "How do you do it so beautifully? You're the best. There's no other artist that has this incredible way of carving this stone." And he said, "How do you do that?" And he says, "Well, let me think about that. I get this giant piece of granite, and I have it flown to his place." I guess he wouldn't fly in those days, but it got to his place, right? They shipped it there. Did they have ships? Anyway, it got to his place, okay? So here's the important part. It doesn't matter how it got there. Okay, it got there. Okay, so here's what he says. He says, okay, first I see this huge, shapeless piece of granite, and I just see it, and I just stare at it. And I keep staring, and I keep staring, until finally this outline of the elephant starts to show itself. And he says, I watch it with this joyous heart and with this intention, and it gets stronger, and this line, it just gets deeper and deeper and stronger until it talks to me, and it just yearns to come out. It just yearns to come out. And then he said, with single focused purpose, I know that I must chip away every last piece of stone that is not the elephant. So much like our lives, he says, what remains is the elephant. So much like what we are, as we chip away the stuff of our life, and we have that radiant being inside. He says that the elephant yearns to get out. See, and that's what I think we do too. I think our real self yearns to get out. It yearns to be whole. It yearns to be filled with love and light, to move through this life with unconditional love. See, it's this imprisoned splendor that's inside of us. It's like this granite that we're covered up with is who we think we're supposed to be, right? And who we are is the elephant. Who we are is the elephant. And once we know the truth that there's something inside of us, once we even start to feel it a little bit, we can never go back. I don't know if you've ever felt this way, but if you've ever had a glimpse that this incredible light is within you, you know, it's a glorious feeling. And when it's covered up again, you can't even stop thinking about getting it back. I want that feeling. I want to feel that power inside of me. I want to know God. See? And the truth is that the inside God is yearning for us. It's a meeting. We yearn and God yearns for us. And it's contagious. And we cover it up with our negativity, with our control. I've been working a little bit too with this called The Little Book of Letting Go. And it's Hugh Prather. And what he says, it's kind of interesting. He says that he's got like 50 things that if we released, we'd be really happy, okay, and it's millions of things, but it's like, let's see, letting go of problems, letting go of fear, letting go of reaction, letting go of anticipation, of victimhood, of word magic, of neglect. There's tons of stuff we can let go of. But here's what he says, and I think is kind of interesting, that it's all categorized under 3 things if we could learn to let go of, 3 things that our lives would change. And he says it's judging, right? That's huge. I know that judgment is big for everybody. Judgment, control, and having to be right. Those 3 things are covered under all of it. If we could actually get even one of those, our lives would change. And so this whole idea, in this whole month, that's what we're talking about. Letting go, seeing what it is that's covering, that is putting this granite here, so that our essence can't get out. Judging, controlling, and being right. It makes so much sense to me. And he says that letting go of our pattern of reaction. Think about this. This is huge for me. Okay, you look at your life and you say, wow, what am I reacting to all the time? It's the same thing. You have a pattern. All of us have a pattern. And we react the same way. And it's covered up, this simplicity, this purity that we are is complicated by all of these reactions that we have. And if we could even get it and start to bring awareness, because how you do it, you bring awareness to it. Awareness is the clearness that we are. You step back and you see the reactions that you have to what's going on. How does it look in your life? Everybody's different. I was thinking about, instead of myself, I was thinking about my mom, right? I was thinking about how when my brother had this, when we were kids, he had this girlfriend. And every time she would come through the house, right, she'd come in and everybody else would say hi. She always had her head done like this and she walked like this, and she just always, was ignoring everybody. And Mom just didn't like her. And Mom used to say, why don't you get a girlfriend who's friendly, You just didn't get it. And I said, I have said to Mom, well, I don't know why you took it so personally, I guess. That was her reaction, right? Mom took it personally that somebody didn't say hi to her. That was kind of a pattern for Mom too. She took things personally. Think about in your life, the patterns that you have. Is it that somebody ignores you? Do you make a big deal about it? Make it personal? Just little things that cover up that essence that we have and make your granite bigger. Think about the things in your life that you are conditioned to respond to. I shouldn't even say respond, because you're not responding, you're reacting. And our reactions to life is what covers up the splendor that we are. Brene Brown says that we can live a wholehearted life if we can dig deeper. I don't know if you've got to the section yet about digging deeper. In each section, she talks about digging deeper with our life. And it doesn't mean that we do more, doesn't mean we reach in and do more stuff, but it means that, here's what I like this because she uses dig as in, we're more deliberate, dig with our thoughts. And she says our thoughts and our behavior through prayer, through intention, through meditation. And then she says we become inspired to make choices. We make different choices. We become inspired. And then the G is that we go. We take action. We don't just come to a service, hear it, but we do something about it. We make an intention. I'm going to find out what my patterns in life are. Why am I covering up this essence that I have with all of this granite? And then we do something about it. We actually set a plan. I'm going to see what it is and I'm going to do something. But so many times, stuff gets in the way and we add more and more and more to us. And that's when we lose touch with our basic joy because we have the habit. What habit do you have? That's what I'm going to ask you to think about today. What are the habits that you have that are blocking you from your joy? Is it negativity? Is it control? Is it judgment? And awareness of the problem shifts the problem. Remember that. Awareness is a whole different state of awareness. So the minute that you step back and see yourself, it shifts a little bit. That's the first step. That's the first step. You can begin to let go. See, there's nothing that you can add to you. Nothing that's going to make you any more spiritual, There's nothing that you can add to you that's going to make you any happier, any joyfully, more joyful. It's all in what you take away, right? It's all in the subtraction of your life. See, the joy is waiting. It's waiting to be revealed. It's calling out to us. It's yearning. It's yearning. So that's my prayer, is that we chip away that granite and we let that joy be revealed. Thank you.